You guys know his YouTube channel is Canned Up Caveman.
Cammed Up Caveman.
One particular member of the public, who seems to know Caveman, has a few choice words for the auditor, resulting in a physical altercation and the arrest of Cammed Up Caveman.
On June the 7th,
The guy in the truck definitely did something at the beginning of the altercation where some sort of force was used, causing Cammed Up Caveman to lose his POV camera. I go over the police report at the end. Let's see how this thing unfolds. So here we have Caveman just trying to be a nuisance. Is it illegal? No. He's on a public sidewalk and our rights grant us this activity. He doesn't say a thing during this portion or anything at all until a member of the public actually comes to confront him. Let's see what happens.
What's that? I'm deaf. I don't have a problem, do you?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
You keep harassing everybody over here. You keep harassing my wife.
Who's your wife? I don't know your wife. Who's your wife?
Listen, Anthony, you're going to leave my wife alone.
Who's your wife?
Right now. Listen, Anthony, you're going to leave my wife alone.
Who's your wife?
Right now.
Who's your wife? I don't know your wife, dude.
Okay.
This was the last straw for our civilian as he jumps out of his truck and starts a physical confrontation with the auditor.
Don't put your hands on me, dude.
Listen. I'm going to tell you one time. Get.
So this is where we lose this camera angle. Per our auditor, he was assaulted, battered, and his camera and iPad were both destroyed during the scuffle. This was the last straw for our civilian as he jumps out of his truck and starts a physical confrontation with the auditor. You can see the civilian must have noticed the other camera set up and gets incensed again. Unfortunately, that's all the video we have. I'm really curious if there was a round 2 or not. Let's now read over the police report together. Defendant and victim were involved in a verbal altercation. Defendant willingly struck victim on the head against his will using a closed fist. Defendant and victim ended up on the ground during the altercation. While on the ground, defendant willingly bit the victim on the right cheekbone, causing great bodily harm by breaking the skin and causing victim to bleed. Independent witnesses on the scene corroborated the victim's story and advised defendant was the primary aggressor. Post Miranda, defendant denied the allegations and advised victim was the primary aggressor. Defendant was turned over to PSO jail. The guy in the truck definitely did something at the beginning of the altercation where some sort of force was used, causing Cammed Up Caveman to lose his POV camera. When we switch to the other angle, I honestly cannot tell who threw the initial punch. I went frame by frame and tried to gauge their body movements, but for me personally, I'm just not seeing it. In the end, violence is rarely the answer to these situations,
Okay.
and you hardly ever will see a positive result.
All right, so that was Cammed Up Caveman.
Bit of comedy.